Hello everyone, welcome to Table Talk with Anashka. And today I have a very huge surprise for you. If you are someone from the field of architecture and you believe in modern buildings. So naqi ejaz, how did you come up with all this? I mean, when he showed me everything, I'm still in awe. Okay, how? Ye kaise ho gaya hai? And believe me, it is that surprising. So you have background of an architect. You are an architect by profession.
Yes.
कहाँ से किया आपने architecture?
I started my university back in 2013 at NUST. Graduated in 18, and for 1 year I went to Ankara for an exchange program in Turkey. Well, in fact, through the start of my university, I was working on 3D softwares. In the university, they would just teach us AutoCAD and Google SketchUp, for example. But I would be, going more into detail.
So there should be something more to it. There should be something.
Yeah. For example, there was this funny thing that until second year we were not allowed to use the 3D softwares.
Wow.
So what I used, and we were forced to make manual drawings. What I used to do was that I learned the softwares on my own. Then I would trace them on my laptop, and they would look better than that. So I was that kid. And then I went during my third year. I went to Turkey for 1 year, and then there I looked that people were using amazing technologies in building visualization. So instead of just having 3D views and animations on a screen or on a paper, how about you just interact with all the angles yourself? Because when your architect gives you 3D views, they're first of all they're like a bit exaggerated. Your home does not exactly look like the 3D views they provide you.
Definitely.
And secondly, they're like from a limited angle. So in this way we came up with this thing that the person should be able to interact with their home or their building themselves. And how about merging the real with the virtual? Because in 3D views and animations it's just the virtual, but in augmented reality, for example, we basically use mixed reality, which means augmented reality plus virtual reality. So the context is real, but the building that has to be constructed is virtual. So in terms of mix of real and virtual, it creates more of a realistic view. And like you as someone who has to buy your home, for example, or someone who has to invest in a building, they understand better how it would look like at the end.
Okay. So before we proceed further, I would like to tell my audience that what basically he's doing is that this is the name of your company.
No. Our company's name is Mimar. This is just a client's name.
Okay. This is his company's name is Mimar, and this he has. I in front of me have a map of his client of an apartment buildings. These are, and this is very interesting. When you look at this, it's going to be just as a paper, and you're not getting anything. But magic happens when the app opens and you just put it in front of this. You just put your mobile in front of the drawing, and magically the entire building is in front of you, and you can check every room, every dimension, upar se niche se parking, everywhere you can check it, and it's amazing because it's difficult जब आप what regularly happens, हमारे जो architects हैं, when we want to construct a home, architects come, they visit the site, and then they prepare a few maps for you कि हाँ आप ये design भी बना सकते हैं, आप ये design भी बना सकें, and then you pick a design, and then they make a 3D version of that design जो कि actually 3D नहीं होता, but it's from 3-4 angles से आपको जो है घर की picture बना के तो आपको दे देते हैं, and then you just check it, ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा है. So the thing here, what's different is that it's not going to be 3 से 4 angle, and it's not going to be 3 से 4 distances से. It's like आप जितना दूर से देखना चाहें आप दूर से भी देख सकते हैं, करीब से भी देख सकते हैं. आप 3D यानी 360
like you can roam around the building.
Exactly. You can literally take your phone and walk around the map, and you actually be walking around the building.
And the best part happens on the construction site. So whenever we are actually even pitching, we say that this is just a teaser. The main things happen on the construction site. So imagine you have an empty plot, you take out your tablet or phone, and you see that, okay, so this is the real life scale of my building that has to be constructed. Like the video that I just showed you.
Okay, amazing. So the next question I have for you is when your clients go to the site, how do you make them visualize the their project? Do they have to wear some sort of glasses?
Well,
or
it's as simple as just opening your phone camera.
Okay, so they have to open the phone camera?
Yeah, you go to the site, you open the app, which opens your phone camera basically, and you just look at the site, and there you have through your camera, and there you have the building as if it's already there, and it has a small button which can shift it to the VR, virtual reality mode. We provide the VR headsets. You just have to put your phone inside the VR headset, and then you can also like physically walk into the building.
Like you don't even have to be like, you just be wearing the headset.
Though we don't suggest that, because then people keep banging into stuff. But yeah, that can happen too.
ठीक है, definitely. So आपने explain किया that how you came up to this. What I believe in as an entrepreneur myself is that it takes someone who is capable of thinking beyond the, thinking outside the box, thinking out of the regular, what you're seeing. So what was that point for you when you realized, okay, when there was an urge inside you, there should be more to it?
Actually, during the third year of my university, we already started a design studio startup. We started getting interior design projects, and we started making revenue. And by the time I graduated, I had like around 3 to 4 people hired. It was going good, and we were getting a lot of revenue. But then I was like, I don't want to be that architect who just sits on his desk throughout his whole life making money and not doing anything new. Then I thought of, okay, what is there that can be, for example, done in Pakistan, which is not already there, and we don't necessarily have to do something which is like entirely new in the whole world, but how about we develop that thing cheaply in Pakistan?
You just have to be different from the market.
Exactly. So in Pakistan, this thing was not existing, and we found the opportunity. And since we were like into 3D visualization already, for example, we were doing 3D views and animations for a lot of clients in Pakistan. So we used those clients to test our product. We used the capital which we had generated through our own startup without any external funding, and then we used the same clients which we already had. So that kind of gave us a validation, okay, your product is being validated as well. And so it took like when I graduated in 2018 summer and till spring 2019, we took like 9 months to develop MR and make the apps and each and everything. And from spring 2019 up till now, like around 6 or 7 months, it has been a roller coaster journey. So there was the time when we launched this product, and for the first 2 months or so, we were like almost cashless because we had spent all that money during the past.
Exactly, that was going to be my next question. The only drawback of bringing something new in the market is that, okay, now who's going to buy it? How would you convince people to buy it?
It's a very good question actually. When I was making it, my father once said to me, Pakistan mein kaun kharidega tumse?
Exactly, that is very interesting.
So, so we were cashless, let's say back in spring 2019, but alhamdulillah, just within the first 2 months, our 3 to 4 clients, what the revenue we got, because we have the real estate clients and they pay good. So we projected that our break even will be like after 7 months, but we did it after 2 months. And since then it has been a good story. Like we have been increasing the team, and we have been going to different events, like we go all over Pakistan.
Obviously there has to be some kind of push start at the beginning.
Yeah, so there was like, you can say 1 year of investment into it, like our own investment, and then we are getting out of it now.
Achha. So the very last question that I'd like to ask you about Mimar is that considering this new technology that you've brought into the world of architecture in Pakistan, it's that I'm asking this on behalf of your potential clients now. So how expensive is it than the regular work that's being done and provided?
Okay. So the best part is that at the end of the day, it's not expensive.
Exactly, because
because it's from all the angles.
Exactly.
So because the 3D views are charged on per view basis, okay, and the animations are charged on per second basis. Wow. And this one you bypass both. You can just record your own animation with your own camera, like you can record it for an hour. We don't care about that. The charging criteria is per square foot. And for example, Punjab and in Karachi it's per square yard, because they use a different unit. So basically it's per square area. And for example, we see, okay, this much floors, this much detailing, interior, exterior, मिला के आपका इतना हो जाएगा, we give them a lump sum amount. So that's how it goes. And it adds value to their product. For example, some clients are there who already have their 3D views and animations, and then they're like, okay, we have the 3D views and animations, how about you do this too for us? And that is also the case for this client and a lot others. So this is something which basically brings in money for the clients themselves, because when they show this thing to the clients, it sells easy, because
of course,
our slogan
exactly. This is
jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai.
This is something attractive for the marketing perspective for the for you clients as well. Let's say the Sky Park
one is in Gulberg.
It wants to sell their apartments, so it's going to be a point of fascination for their customers as well when they show okay, humne aisa banaya. So dear audience, what I perceive what happens is that they create maps, 3D maps, and then they convert into this chip code kind of stuff, okay? So and then it is something that is that involves artificial intelligence, and it is connected to their app. So if you want this service, this kind of work for your projects, you're gonna be paying them per minute and per view, per 3D view kind of. There's going to. So once I reach the conclusion of this session, I'll also upload their क्या कहते हैं आपकी website link and all, so that it's easy for clients as well to come to you, and I'm sure that this is going to work.
It basically is a value addition for the client. For example, one of our clients, I won't name, they previously used to sell their shops on basis of per square area. Then they got their brochures interactive from us. कि अब उनके brochure पे client phone लेके जाता था और नजर आता था कि अंदर ये sofa पड़ा है, ये chair पड़ी है.
Wow.
Then they started selling on the basis of furnitures, and their prices increased like almost by 15%. So
that's possible as well.
Okay, so this is just the exterior. Like I have like a lot of maps like this just in my office. This is for the exterior. We do this for interior. We do this for like basically everything. For example,
for garden, for everything.
Exactly, for one of the clients we're doing for the master plan level, right? उसमें सारा exterior उनके society का नजर आएगा. So this basically is a visualization tool. And how is it different? It lets the end user view from their favorite angle. For example, they can just the best part is they just play around with it.
What you told me is that one of your clients, they printed, they wanted to sell their furniture, so they printed this chip stuff on their brochures.
Okay, no, let me make it more easier for you. They already had printed brochures. In brochures they have these plans against the payment plan.
Exactly.
On those plans, you could just see those apartments in 3D, each individual apartment.
Wow.
Previously,
so if someone would come and let's suppose I am the client who purchased this map from him, and if someone wants to come and buy an apartment from me, I give them my phone. Okay, you can see.
The best part is the client can
check on your own which apartment you want and stuff like this. Is amazing.
Sitting at home from the brochures, for example, from our clients' brochures, they can download the app as well. For example, it has a QR code, and that QR code is just linked to that client's app. That also brings me to the point that every client is given their own app, so we don't give Mimar to every client. Sky Park has an app with Sky Park's name, and the client will have their app with their name. So it's like your exclusive app. So the clients find it obviously this is amazing.
So moving to the deep shit session, since you seem like quite a composed person to me, I would like to ask you a few questions, and they are going to be personal. They're going to be about you. So how do you define yourself in 3 words?
I would say determined, not very focused, but passionate.
Amazing. Okay. So and how much do you value competition, and how do you take it?
I guess I don't think about competition. If you have to be good, you have to be good. You don't care about what others are doing.
How do you feel about people copying ideas?
Well, that's pathetic.
that was very short. Okay.
In my university, when we started our own first design studio startup, we did some things on our Facebook page and website, and like few days down the lane, we saw our seniors and juniors doing something similar, and they were almost copying even the taglines and all.
I was once told by a very senior businessman, I discussed the exact same thing, that I'm annoyed of the people who copy my stuff, and he said, I understand you're young, you're brilliant, you have good ideas, and it will take you time to accumulate enough funds and money to take them somewhere. But don't worry, because even if you give complete blueprints of your ideas to someone, The key is in the execution. To conclude the session, I would like you to give words of wisdom to my audience. How would you like to conclude it?
I like to say
something powerful.
Yeah. So there's this
Aapki
one thing
zindagi ka nachod.
that I believe in, that you have to believe in the process and never be satisfied. Just keep doing.
Okay, never be satisfied. I have heard people say never give up. He's saying never be satisfied.
No, never be satisfied. The day you're satisfied with something in entrepreneurial life,
don't feel accomplished at all.
If there's any day which I feel कि I'm feeling satisfied, मुझे लग रहा है यार कुछ तो गलत हो रहा है because ये मेरी life नहीं है.
This is a typical mindset of an entrepreneur. नहीं perfect तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. सुकून कैसे हो गया मेरी जिंदगी?
Exactly, when that happens though. So just keep going.
Amazing. This was very unique. So thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
And it was a pleasure having you on the show. And I wish you very best of luck for this project of yours, for this company of yours, Mimar. And inshallah, I hope that you get more and more expensive with the passage of time.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much. See you again in another episode. Allah Hafiz.